to be doing episode 6 of Inspirational Mondays. I feel so blessed to be able to do this because I know most of us growing up, maybe we didn't even get any one single person to say that you can do it. Like, go ahead and do it. So I feel blessed to be able to tell people that you can do it. Whatever you set your heart to, you can do it. So, and this is what today is about, to inspire us to go beyond our imagination. So I'm so excited, and I feel so blessed. So please, if you're joining us, let us know where you're joining us from and show us some love. And thank you for sharing our videos. Thank you for the feedback we've received. It's been incredible. This is actually episode 6, like I said. But when I see the value, the feedback, and how you've shared our videos, I can just say, wow, thank you so much. Today is very special, actually, because I have a special guest. And maybe I should stop saying special guest, because every Monday I think I have the best of the best. Then another Monday comes, I realize that I haven't actually seen the best. So I honestly believe that the guest I have this afternoon is the best of the best. I'll just tell you a little bit about Viola. Viola, I saw Viola as a little girl growing up. I was babysitting her, actually. I would pinch her ears and she would go crying to the mom and reporting, and then I'll get away with it. But I also taught Viola biology, actually, in high school. But Viola has grown to be like a beautiful, young, driven woman. Like, I don't want to call you a woman because you're a young girl, but really like a sister that we share even secrets, that we talk about big things. Like, she has this wisdom beyond her years. But one thing I would feel cheated if I don't talk about Viola is how I came to know Viola. I actually came to know Viola through the dad, and I just want to throw this one out here. Rest in peace. When I finished college, I had done my undergrad degree, and I had done chemistry, and I was going to start looking for a job, but I didn't have a job. Then your dad, Viola, called me and said, why don't you try and do a postgraduate diploma in education as you wait for your job? But I'm like, I don't want to do it. Like, I just don't want to teach. I don't want to do it. But he said, you're going to do this postgraduate diploma in education. He went ahead and paid for my tuition. And that really makes me cry. So anyway, I'm not here to cry. May he rest in peace. But if you're here watching, please try and uplift someone, because you never know how you're blessing this woman, a person who doesn't know where she's going. So this is to throw it out there for the men who are watching. If there's someone you can bless, please go ahead and bless that person, because you never know. Because for the last 20 years, I think I have partly been teaching and surviving because of the what your dad gave me. And he's so proud of you, because he loved business. He started his business back in wherever. Anyway, let me not go into the details. Anyway, back to today's topic. I like diverting so much. I'm very sorry. So today we are talking about turning your passion into a business. And please know, I am not here to tell people to go into business if business is not your passion. But I'm here to tell you, like, if you have a passion and you feel you want to do something, just go ahead and do it. And that's why I brought Viola, just a young girl. Like, when I see what she has achieved, it is just incredible. So before I let Viola tell us about herself and where she's calling her, broadcasting from, and what she's doing, please go ahead and share this video. Please show her some love. There's some some emojis down there. You can show her some love. You can share this in a group. I believe it's going to be jam-packed with value. So please go ahead and share it. And Viola, now please tell us where you're from and a little bit about yourself. Are you there, Miss Viola? Yeah, I know it's dark. You look a bit dark. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, I can hear you very well. Yeah. Yes, I can. I think you're breaking a little bit. It's the network. Yeah.
For eggs, there are layers. Um, I'm from Uganda, Kampala, and I'm a Muchiga. Yeah, that's basically it.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I have to tell people that, yeah, that the network is going to disturb us a little bit, but please bear with us. I believe it's going to be great. So you talked about what you're doing. So apart from the medical field, what else are you doing? Like, what business are you doing, and how did you come to do that business?
Okay, like I said, I'm a poultry farmer, and I started rearing poultry in 2014 on a commercial scale, but earlier I was on a trial basis in 2013. Yeah. And why I came
Right.
to do the business, like I said, I'm a medical radiographer. And in our country, the health workers usually don't get a very good pay. And even if you do
Right.
get a good pay, there is usually a ceiling as to how much you can earn. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't see my dreams getting fulfilled with that amount of money. So I decided to venture into business. And while I was looking for a business that I could do, my cousin told me about poultry farming, and when he calculated for me the statistics of the economic sense of it, I decided that this is what I'm going to do. And now I love it. I joined for the money, but now I love the birds, like seeing them happy when they're eating, when they're drinking, when they're healthy. Yeah, it's such a
Mm-hmm.
great joy. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so, Violet, one thing that I know for sure, it must have been difficult for you to start as a young girl. I know you're very young, you're from campus, probably like the mindset of most people around that age is to get money and, enjoy themselves, get maybe a car, get the best dress. So, that whole mindset, and of course, the capital, like it takes money to start a business. So, how were you able to overcome this? Like, how were you able to start your business?
Okay. First of all, the mindset. Like I said, I love money. And I had to look for how I'm going to make that money, regardless of what it takes. As long as it's legal, I was willing to do it. People,
Right,
sometimes people think agriculture is dirty work. It may be and it may not be, depending on how you go
right,
about it, yeah. But at the end of the day, you have to look at
right,
what am I looking forward to? And that is the financial freedom,
right.
financial success of I don't want to have to work from 9 to 5 or 8 to 5.
Yeah,
And you said for the money, you know, where there's a will, there is a way. Yeah.
right, right,
I first started with my salary. And while it wasn't the most, I made do with it because I wanted to start with 2,000 birds. Yeah. I looked for the money
right,
to start that project. I needed about 40 million. There is, I don't know how much that is in dollars, but 40 million Uganda shillings. But I couldn't make that. So I had to scale down to a project that would cost about 5 million Uganda shillings. That's about 8 times less
right,
than I had hoped. So I started using my salary, whichever little money I would get, I would put in. Maybe if it's 500,000 Uganda shillings, 200, as the days go by, as the weeks go by. And before you know it, the business has grown. And once you start with whatever little you have, once people see that there is something going on, they are willing to come on board. Because while I was looking for the 40 million, no one wanted to project. But now I even get people willing to invest in the business, and I have to turn down some, but before that wasn't the case. So the issue really to me isn't finances. The issue is,
Mm-hmm.
are you willing to start, and how low are you willing? How much sacrifice are you willing to make for what you love? Yeah.
Right. Right. And yeah, I know when we've talked before, I know you've always talked about your mom's support, how like she supports you in this business, but
Mm-hmm.
also knowing our education system and how like of course she paid your school fees and she saw you graduate into the medical field and you're here saying, "Hey, mommy, I am going into poultry farming." Like, are you serious? Because I would expect you to find a job and like do what you studied to do. So how easy was it for your mom to really support you in doing this business?
Um, I I would like to say it I don't think it was easy for her, especially
Mm-hmm.
emotionally and socially. If you tell people my child is into agriculture, I think either you're not serious or your daughter is not serious. But now, now as the time goes by and they see the results, and now she even brings people to the farm to look at what I have done. As long as it's great work, I think people start to appreciate. Yeah, people now have friends now come and they like what I'm doing. They're amazed. They think I'm amazing because of how far I have come.
Right.
So they I, I
Mm-hmm.
I know agriculture is shunned by most people because it seems like it's a dirty job. But once you show people that what you're doing is having impact on yourself and on other people, because I hired two people, which I would not do as
Mm-hmm.
an employee. Yeah. I am
Right.
not asking my
Right.
mom for transport money that like I used to. You ask your mom for transport to go to work, you're staying in her house, really you're dependent on her in spite the fact that you're above 18. Right now,
Right.
I can
Right.
make a contribution to the family. Right now, I'm taking care of
Right.
myself. I live independently. I live on the farm. People think it's crazy, but I love the freedom, the independence. So it may seem crazy, but people do get on board with the crazy dreams after they see that they are actually realistic once you've realized them and things are going
Right.
well for you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I thank you actually for sharing that because this mentality, we all have this mentality of you cannot do this, and this is actually holding most of us because our education system, we are thinking of the white collar jobs and like
Mm-hmm.
you think about how are people going to see me with my law degree, with my
Mm-hmm.
degree doing this job, and you end up being so broke and so stuck
Mm-hmm.
at home. So I think I'm just throwing it out there. I think whoever is watching us, please let us know what you think about the mindset of you have to go and look for a job, a smart job. You cannot do this. We shun things which can actually bring food on the table. So we have to start with this mindset of ours. And I'm so glad that your mom came on board because I
Mm-hmm.
know parents who are like they cannot support their kids, like it becomes war, it becomes whatever. So I'm very thankful that she actually allowed you or supported you to do that because, well, knowing you, even if she hadn't, I believe you'd have found a way anyway. And that
Yes.
was also brings me to this other question because I know there are those people who don't have that support from the family, they don't have maybe even the capital, they don't have something, they literally feel they are alone. So what can you say to those people who don't have that support?
First of all, it's all about you as an individual. You are your biggest asset. If you don't believe in yourself, it doesn't matter who believes in you. You will not make a lot out of yourself. There are people who
Right.
have more resources than I do and they don't use them.
Right.
There are people who have less
Right.
resources than I do and have done even bigger things. Because let's say there's a friend of mine who has started a business with 30,000 Uganda shillings. I started with
Right.
500,000 Uganda shillings, and she's doing
Mm-hmm.
much better, employing many more people, bringing in much more money than I am. What brings
Right.
about that difference? It's just uh, how determined are you? How determined are
Mm-hmm.
you? Do you believe in yourself when no one is believing in you? I think that's all that
Right.
matters. And once you're willing to be humble and start where you are,
Mm-hmm.
even if you have to move a few steps backwards and lower yourself and do jobs that are maybe humiliating to some people, like I
Right.
said,
Right.
rearing poultry as a medical professional, some people think you're crazy. I actually told
Right.
someone at an interview panel that I would like to go into poultry rearing, and they laughed. And that I was interviewing for a job as a medical
Mm-hmm.
radiographer. So, are you willing to close your eyes to what society thinks? Are you willing to be
Right.
humble? Are you willing to start with, even if it's 5,000 shillings? Are you willing to start small? And what can you do with that small
Mm-hmm.
as you work towards your bigger dream? It doesn't happen in a night. It takes time.
Right.
So if you're willing to start
Mm-hmm.
small and work for 4 or 5 years, I guarantee success to anyone that can do that. As long as you
Right.
don't expect it
Right.
in 1 month, 1 year, no. If you're willing to put in the
Right.
work and start small, you
Mm-hmm.
surely will not be where you are right now. Yeah.
Right. Let me check here. Our friend Doreen, thank you for watching. Please let us know what you feel. Writing the informal sector makes more money than the formal sector, and that is very true.
Yeah.
Like when you think about how much money, and that is one of the reasons I also left the classroom, because if you think about like how many hours I put there and like what I have to
Mm,
sacrifice to be in the classroom, my kids, like my time, my
mhm,
flexibility, like how can I quantify that? So if people start saying beyond like the formal and wanting to keep up the appearances
mhm,
and like think beyond that, and at the end of the day, when you are not paying the bills, when
mm,
you are not having school fees for your kids, do you know society? Are you going to eat society, what society thinks about you? So I
mhm,
think we have to change our mindset and be like in control, like think for ourselves, because at the
mhm.
end of the day, really, society is not going to put food on the table.
No.
Mushabi loves you. Awesome, Viola. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, so
Mhm,
if you're watching this, just show Viola some love. Um, and one thing I know, we've talked about this. I know several times you've wanted to give up, like kind of give up. I remember when almost 70% of you almost died,
mhm,
like you didn't know what to do next, like you almost gave up at that point. And I also
mhm.
know most businesses don't go past the first year, they just collapse because people cannot make it beyond. So what really helped you, or what is helping you to keep moving? I know it really gets hot sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, support from my mom. If you have someone who can tell
Right.
you don't give up, if you have someone who can tell you hang in there, it makes a difference.
Right.
Even if you do not have that someone, because there are times I have been disappointed when you expect,
Right.
yes, do that, but you get no, that won't work. You feel discouraged, but I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just too ambitious. I just have to. I told someone, poultry is my plan A, B, C, D up to Z. It has
Right.
to either
Right.
work or work. There is no
Right.
alternative. There is no way around it.
Right.
And
Right.
I also I really have a big support system. I have
Right.
friends at church. When things are going wrong, you tell them, please pray for me, and they do.
Right.
You know, I have
Right.
friends that are into agriculture. When you share an experience, they can relate. If maybe you've been robbed at the farm by an employee, they
Mm-hmm.
they can relate. So it
Mm-hmm.
really makes a world of a difference when you have the good support system, even when you're alone, because there are times I'm at the farm. There used to be times when I was at the farm alone, when I had no employees. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
Mm-hmm.
carrying manure, you're carrying sacks of food. They're heavy, it's breaking you, and you're just alone. Who is going to pick
Right.
you up?
Right.
Only God and yourself. It's only God and
Right.
yourself.
Right.
So you have to have that
Mm-hmm.
willpower. You have to
Right.
be strong. You really have to be strong. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It really doesn't matter how many people are supporting you. Sometimes you're like, ah man, let me just quit this and go back and get a job. And it's even funny when sometimes they are calling you back at the job. You're like, no, I will persevere. I am not going back. I will
Right.
persevere and make this work. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Mm.
And really, like, yeah, that's it always takes me back to business, not really preparing. Like most and actually, when you're talking, like, this is the my book of all times. Like this book, think, uh, think and grow rich.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it is upside down. Think and grow rich. I don't know how to use this one. But if any person is thinking of building, have you ever read this one before?
No.
I
I
think I should gift you with this book. I'm going to
thank
send it
you.
right. Like anyone who wants to build a business, everyone who wants to be an entrepreneur, I think this should be your handbook, because I've seen courses, I've read so many other books. I believe everyone, like, this is the baseline for people who survive and thrive in business. It
Mm-hmm.
talks about why people fail. It talks about everything in simple terms. And I'm so glad that you've really pointed it out. And that support system. And I know when we talked about your birds dying,
Mm-hmm.
there you told me how you went to see the doctor, like you got that support, and you went to see the doctor, and you got more money and
Mm-hmm.
injected in. And this is what we normally face. I've been in crypto, for example, and just like you, in cryptocurrencies, there are times which are, let me say, they are dry, and most people were not prepared for that mentally. And when that happens, guess what happens? They put the tools down, they start whining, this
Mm-hmm.
is a scam, this is not going to work, and they give up. But this book always talks about, like, just one, you're about to get the gold. And every time you're about to give up, like Viola, you wouldn't be here. So
Mm-hmm.
every time we are about to give up, just that, you're just one inch from your goal. Like that. So I'm just so proud of you
Thank
for your
you.
perseverance, especially looking at your age, looking at what you've done. Like, I can't even tell you. So where do you see yourself? I mean, like, where do you see yourself, and how does it make you feel as a person when you look at your farm and your accomplishments?
Well, I feel blessed, really. I keep telling people I'm loved more than they are. I think God loves me more than
But
He loves them, because surely coming from having just a dream and seeing it being
mm-hmm,
realized, and uh he says that God says He can't give you a dream that He can't fulfill. And sometimes you get that
right.
dream in your heart and you feel, oh my God, this seems too big, but you see it realized. Now I even
I know the internet, the connection is a bit, right. What did you miss that because of the connection?
heart now to get
Right,
20,000 birds in the next 3 years. And I know it will be achieved. So that's where I'm seeing
right,
myself to be a huge commercial poultry farmer in the East African region,
right.
employing people, especially people living with disability, because I have a passion. for persons living
Right,
disability. You know, I have a sister that's living with disability,
right,
Rachel. Yeah,
right,
that's what I want to see in the next five
right.
years. And I'll just keep working at this till my time is up on earth. Yeah.
Right. Oh no, and let me and really thank you for sharing your dream. I've seen in life, if you have a dream and you put it out there in the universe or you put it out there to God, you always get what you want. And because your intentions are so pure, like you want to do that amazing work, I am sure you're going to get exactly what you're asking for and
Amen.
even beyond. So
Amen.
I'm asking like people should like support young entrepreneurs, like
Mm.
support Viola. Like she actually has a fan page. I'm going to put it in the comments. Is it nesting?
Nesting Farm Enterprises.
Yeah, nesting farm enterprises. We're going to put the page down there in the group, but most importantly, we really want to inspire you. I don't know what your dreams are, I don't know what your goals are, I don't know what is holding you back. I
Mm.
don't want to say that if Viola can do it, that you can also do it, but I just want you to know that you have what it takes.
Mhm.
And even if things seem so dark, if you put yourself out there, the universe will open up everything and you'll be blessed. You'll get what you want. I can't
True.
emphasize that one enough. Let us get out of this mind. We are so stuck in our minds. We overthink,
Mm.
but your success and the life you want, like the life you want, what is between the bridge is just in your mind. Don't overthink it. So if you have a dream, if you've been wanting to do something, I am here telling you today, let Viola be your inspiration. She's not even 30 years old, just a young girl. I see her like really blossoming and becoming
Thank
a
you.
full entrepreneur. So I'm so proud of you, Viola. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're
And
welcome.
thank you so much for like people who watched us. Thank you so much. You can just go ahead and share it. I believe this is going to inspire very many people. I know we have very many young graduates who are not employed. They're looking for jobs every day, but I believe there is something that they can do. You
Mm.
can turn your skill or your passion into a business. Maybe some people don't. You have to just think, because God gave us the wisdom to think. Even if you're doing like think of like corn. Maybe you know how to roast corn, maybe you know how to make mandazi or chapatis. You can start
Mm.
with those, take them to your workplace, but you have to get out of this mindset of a white collar job, what people are going to think about me, and
Mhm.
then go out and do it. And guess what? The universe is going to open up. You're going to be amazed at
Yeah.
what you'll be able to do in those years. So we shouldn't take so much of our time, but I really, really appreciate you, Viola. Thank you so much, and say hi to everyone and to Rachel. We are so proud of you, and please support us. If people should come and buy eggs,
They're welcome.
okay, yeah, please go and support her, buy the eggs, visit the farm, and if you need some inspiration, she's very easy. You
Yes.
can go talk to her. She will really love to hear from you and support you in each and every way. So God bless you, and have a good afternoon. I think that's a good night.
Yeah, it's good night from here.
Okay, okay, thank you, and bye bye for now.
Bye bye.